Hello, hello, my green skins, and welcome to Orc Chief Review. And what are we reviewing today, Dare Dark?
Cobra by Sylvester
Fuck,
Stallone.
fuck, this movie is good. Oh, apparently based on a book, actually, from what I heard. But this movie's good, and we're gonna kind of break it down a little bit. So, what's your let's do the quick thoughts. What did you think about this movie?
Well, it's an 80s Stallone movie, so it is automatically awesome.
It automatically puts it in a five.
Yeah, no, seriously,
So
these classic action movies are the best. You just they can't
they are.
they can't compare to them nowadays. We don't have action heroes who live up to Stallone and Schwarzenegger and all these 80s guys. I mean, now they're just so
Well, it's kind of funny when Keanu Reeves is making a career comeback. It's
yeah.
like,
Action. Yeah, Keanu Reeves is an action hero. Yeah, let me tell you why he's an action hero. This is gonna get some controversy because his role in the Matrix. What is he? He's the Messiah and he's the computer whiz. So yeah, it's a self-insert for geeks. That's what the Matrix is.
we'll break down the Matrix one of these days, but I think he's had a little bit of a remake, a relaunch of his career. I think right now he's the only one. I can't think of any other action stars right now that's had a huge launch of a career.
I just want to make one thing
And,
clear.
and I,
I don't hate Keanu Reeves. I don't find him compelling as an action hero. If he's like I don't know, he's not the same kind of guy as Stallone and Schwarzenegger.
yeah, well, we don't have those really, not really anymore, unless you turn to kung fu movies and martial art movies. You usually don't see those guys anymore. So let's break this down. First, let's start with the music. What did you think of the music of this one?
I like some of the songs that are played in the montages of this movie. I mean, I download them, I listen to them. They're really cool.
Angelina.
Yeah,
You
that's
know
one of
what?
them.
As much as I hate that scene, and we'll break it down and when we get to the scene work and stuff, that's a good song. That is a good song, Angel in the City.
You have to give 80s movies the prop they deserve. They knew how to have great soundtracks.
They did.
This is definitely not the best movie soundtrack playlist you can get, but it was still memorable. And again, I like to listen to them individually without
Yeah,
connecting it
it
to
was
the movie.
actually quite good. So then we got next is we're gonna move into the I guess let's start with the acting. What did you think of the acting in this movie?
Um, Stallone being Stallone, so he's good. There are hokey bits here and there, but I think that's part of the fun. I mean, you can't pretend it's
Well,
it's A grade
this
acting.
movie, yeah, this movie could borderline on a slasher flick. Actually, like this is, I like to jokingly call this is like slasher movies before slasher. It kind of has that slasher movie vibe to it, and there's a lot of fun moments in the movie where it's like there's a lot of wit in here that I like, and I like the whole like you know what your problem is, you eat too much sugar. This is a Stallone one-liner marathon. This movie has so many.
Yeah,
Like
this is
another favorite
Stallone's.
quote.
This is Stallone. This is blah, 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 I'm having a stroke. This is to Stallone what Commando is to Schwarzenegger.
We got to create a drinking game where you saying you have a stroke or me saying a should be like a you take a drink. We say that a lot.
You'll die of alcohol poisoning.
Probably. No, there's a lot. Then another great favorite quote of his is like, he's talking to the one guy and he's like, well, I'm gonna blow this place up. It's like, I don't care. I don't shop here.
And he's supposed to be a
Or
cop, so to
I,
speak.
I will. Yeah, that's the other thing I kind of like about this movie. Like some of the one-liners just is amazing in this movie, and there's some really like wow. The way they look at the justice system in this one is holy shit. Um, it's a good movie. Like it has some really good moments in there. The acting is quite well done. The one actress I didn't like is the one big bad. Like there's the one big bad I didn't like her. I found her kind of wooden. But everyone else was kind of okay. And my favorite's Garrick because Garrick's in this one. And that last scene where he kind of the way he kind of has that like dick shit eating grin, and you do like you have like if you've ever had an animal, you ever had a pet that like raises litter box, you know what we're talking about. Because I've outsettled for a lot of animals, and that's what it is. That's this fucking evil grin. It's just like this like personally I would do like just I love that moment. That's just so class. And it just how he gets wiped out at the oh yeah, just fucking great. There's some great acting in here. It's not perfect, but it's not awful. Like I said, the montage, a couple of the montage scenes are just kind of eh. So what did you think of the acting? Like not the acting, but the scene work, like the fight scenes and stuff. What did you think of that?
I think the fight scenes, well, the best was obviously the finale.
Mm-hmm.
That because I think that had some really amazing work and some fight. Like the setting was awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, Steel Mill. Yeah, you thought Terminator 2 did that first? No, this precedes Terminator 2. A fight
Oh
scene
yeah,
in a steel
yeah,
mill.
the vehicle scene. Oh yeah, no, yeah, the vehicle scene though, like that drive scene is amazing. That's up there with some of the greats. Like Bullet was really good for that, and this one was amazing. And it also like had some cool moments. It just really good, really, really good movie. Overall, one of the best driving scenes you'll ever see in a movie. If you and some of the best acting, like stunt work in this movie. Like that last bit, I watched it again just to like see all the stunt work because it's not such beautiful stunt work. They did an amazing job. And
You know,
this is one of the few movies. This is one of the few movies that actually highlights Sylvester Stallone's ability to martial arts. Like you usually don't see his martial arts skills. This is the only movie where you see some of his martial arts skills. Although he's more known for stunt fighting than anything else. He's not like a professional fighter.
yeah, he's a brawler. He's like a street brawler kind of guy, or
It-
boxing
it-
if
it-
he's Rocky.
well, no, he's a boxer. He actually did professionally, like could professionally box in his prime because he actually legit learned how to box to do Rocky. So he actually is actually quite good at it. But it's just a matter of his actual stunt work is like it's actually quite good all around. This is some good moments.
No,
Like I said,
Stallone is a very all-rounded person, and you can't be surprised he's very fit. I mean, he knows how to box. He knows how to do. He does action. He knows how to ride horses. He knows archery.
uh,
You know, this guy is all over the place.
oh, yeah. That's why I like Sylvester Stallone over most other actors and shit. It's because like a certain other Robert Patterson, well, we're gonna call them Robert Pattersons, who show up, high, drunk at the scene, barely thing, overweight to do the job that they need to do to be Batman, and they suck. And they don't do any of the stunt work. Like, they don't learn anything. Like Sylvester Stallone learned something. Like even as much as I hate to say Tom Cruise at least fucking does his own stunts. Like as much as I'm not a fan of Tom Cruise as an actor, I think he's a pretty boy actor. I think there's moments when Tom Cruise is cool, but like I think he's a better. I don't like him as an actor as a whole, but
You
no,
know,
this
the
this
thing
is
about
actually
Tom
good acting.
Cruise, ironically for me, is that to me his better films are not really his action movies. I don't know
No,
if you feel that.
yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. I'm not a big fan of the Mission Impossible series.
Yeah, but Top Gun was like one of the exceptions, and I also like The Last Samurai. But um, but when I think so, I think Rain Man, Jerry Maguire, and obviously Top Gun. But again, that's like
Yeah,
the
show me
exception
the
to the
money.
rule.
Yeah, that like show me the money, eh? No, it's actually quite good. It's actually that's the thing. This is really good scene work. Like the fight sequences, some of the cool moments too. Like there's a scene where he puts his gun down because he has a laser sight on his gun. By the way, one of the most stupidest things. There's a lot of plot holes in this movie, and one of them's like putting a freaking laser scope on a freaking assault weapon on a machine gun. You take the first shot and fire 3 rounds. You legitimately the bullet would go everywhere anyway. It's like Jesus fuck. It's kind of funny, but no. There's a moment where they figure out that he has this laser scope on his gun, and he just leaves the laser scope on the side and lets the guys notice it. Like there's some cool moments in this. Not my favorite of his 80s action movies. I still think my absolute favorite is like the Rambo movies and Tango and Cash. But damn, this is great for that. Now let's talk about the story. What did you think of the story?
It's pretty basic. Nothing.
Really? Okay, go for it. Go for it. I'll rebut
I mean,
after.
it's just a rogue. Well, he's not a rogue cop per se, but he doesn't do things conventionally. Like he has his own
Yeah, zombie
department.
squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of murders, and he just has to find the killer. Like that's the movie. And there's the damsel in distress, which is Bridget Nielsen. Um, and
By the way, Meow in that robot scene. As much as I don't like that robot scene, Meow when she's wearing that swimsuit or where the fuck that was. God
yeah,
damn. Anyway, go ahead.
yeah. So it's just him trying to find the killer all the while he's interacting with this lady in trouble. That's the movie. But
No,
it's
I totally disagree, but okay, we'll get to that.
I mean, there's like a background thing where the bad guys are some kind of cultists or something, or they have some agenda. They want to bring forth the new world, and that I no we don't really know their what their agenda is, what they believe in. But then again, do we really believe these weirdos in real life anyway? So it's like,
They actually do shout out their claims of creating the new world and stuff. It's basically, from what I got from this, is where I disagree. There's a lot to this story. First of all, it starts with one of the most coolest, iconic scenes in the movie, where there's just guys sitting there going bing bing with their axes like that in the air, doing this weird ritual. By the way, as a war chief, as a war chief, I'm quite offended that they took my orcs wedding ceremonies and put it in a movie like that. That's not something you're supposed to do for a mundane thing. Just say. But that scene was iconic. It's creepy too, right? Like that's a really creepy scene.
yeah, this
But
movie is kind of like it crosses between action and slasher. Like it meets
it
somewhere in the
does. It
middle.
really does. It really does. There's some scary moments in here, and they got one of the better actors that does scary. That's really good at being a bad guy. Well, he's a lot of his roles are bad guys. Is that actor? Well, even when he's a good guy, he's technically a bad guy, a la Halloween 3. Um, it's just this really did have moments where you're just like, it had a great story in my mind, because what it is, it introduces the zombie squad, which is a cool idea for a police squad. It's basically the vigilante, the jobs that no one else wants to do, vigilante squad. Then I like the idea that these are all like
The only
cops. These are all like technically dirty vigilante cops
the only
doing
difference
the
is
jobs that the police force doesn't do.
yeah, the only difference is he's not acting on his own or going against the book. There is a book, but they're like a last resort team.
Yeah, they're basically the guy. They're the guys that you send in. They're like Suicide Squad. That's pretty much what they are. And it kind of like that idea where it's like you got this bad group, and there is actually a story. Like I said, it's the story of a group of serial killers making a fucking serial killer cult. That's a creepy thing in its own right. These are all violent murderers for the sole purpose of killing everything to create this greater evil, this greater power. And I've never read the book, but that's literally what I got from the vibe from the movie, is that this is that story in a nutshell. It has, like, the fact is, yes, it does revolve around that girl once it gets to that point. But the fact is that they even go into explanation that when you listen to some of the stuff, like the TV recording, for example, that scene where they had where he actually goes, they list off all the victims. It's like, no, he quickly realizes that it's a group of killers. It's not just one killer. It also kind of made it laugh that the one guy that, like, here you got these Sherlock Holmes, like, hard place detectives, yet the guy in the zombie squad figures it out instantly.
Oh man, yeah, you got that one cliche in the movie where you've got the his rival cop who doesn't like the way he does things and just gives him a
Well,
hard
yeah,
time for
because
no
he does
reason.
it by the book. He does it by the book. It's that 80s, like, he basically, what he is he's the police chief without being the police chief. You got to do it by the book. dang nabbit, that type of mentality, and I kind of like that. It's not perfect, but it's a good story overall. Really good for that. So,
And
what do you
some,
want to give?
well, before
Go ahead.
that, amazing kills. I mean,
Amazing kill.
how often do you see a guy get hung on a chain and on a hook and chain? Ugh, I'm having a stroke
A
again.
la Mortal Kombat. Like literally, I think this is the movie that created fatalities.
Oh
Like
yeah.
fuck, you get a guy get set on fire. You get a oh yeah, there's some really good fatalities in this movie.
Well, Terminator One had a fatality. The Terminator ripped through a guy's chest.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess that technically did. I think this was the movie that innovated fatalities, though. I still think this was the fatality movie. I know everyone says Terminator 1 was, but I think this is what created fatalities. Mind you, you could say Street Fighter did, but we won't get into that. Not the it's a earlier movie by Sonny Chiba, RIP that guy.
So
It's just like it's so what do you want to give this bad boy?
I think I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Yeah, about a 7 for me too. It's a good movie. Like I actually usually watch it. I watch movies in the morning when I work out, and good movie.
Yeah,
Absolutely enjoyed it.
great soundtrack. Stallone being Stallone, that's automatically awesome. Um,
It automatically raises up to a 5. Unlike his later movies, but we'll
awesome
get to the later
kills.
movies. Awesome kills. Yep.
Fight
Great
scenes
movie.
amazing.
Yep.
I mean,
What do you think?
it
Okay, I got
doesn't
a
need.
question for you actually. Okay. This last fight scene versus Arnold Schwarzenegger's Commando's fight scene. Which you think was better?
Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. I think this was definitely more intense and darker and more. Commando is more fun. Like I said, this is a
Yeah.
slasher film. A bit of a
Yeah,
slasher film.
this is a slasher action, isn't it? It does
No,
have that
it is a
vibe. It's
slasher.
way dark.
It is a slasher.
It
The
is
main
creepy.
character, the main killer, is called the slasher or the night slasher.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a kill. Yeah, he's a serial killer. Yeah, it's a slasher movie. It's kind of good. But as an action slasher, good movie.
It's one of the few action slashers I've seen. It's like, or if not the only one, but I think the fight scene in, I don't know, Commando's just more fun.
Yeah, Commando is more fun. Although there's some cool moments in that movie too. There's some amazing stunt work there. Both movies had epic stunt work. This is why I kind of hate this is why I love John Wick because that stunt work was so good. And that it's not perfect. It's not as grounded as this stunt work because it is over the top. But the other one, this stunt work was really well done. So what? So over than that, other than that, that's it about Cobra. One of the better Sylvester Stallone movies out there. Honestly, his earlier work is better than his newer stuff. I honestly, as much as he hates his newer stuff, I honestly think his early work is better.
You mean older stuff?
But sorry, yeah, his early work is better. Like his older stuff.
Yeah, this is where I
His
go to
later
Stallone
work,
and say, Mr. Stallone, you can talk shit about, for example, Rocky Five, and it wasn't that good. Although it's not as bad. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is, but it
still
is
beats
flawed.
still beats the Expendables.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
Expendables.
but,
Oh
but
my god! To me, Stallone has kind of, if it's not Rocky or Rambo, he 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 tends to be like the old guy who thinks the new stuff is awesome just because it's new to him. Like you know how George Lucas was like, "Oh, CGI looks real." Like, no, it
yeah, yeah,
doesn't.
no, it doesn't. No, no, no. Your little puppetry was fucking 1,000 times better and looked so much better than your freaking CG work. Your CG work looked awesome, awful, just so awful.
So that's how I feel like Stallone with shaky cam. Like Expendables
Yeah.
was excessive with that. It's like, oh yeah,
Well,
yeah, like
Expendables 2 was awful. Like there were some great, there were a couple good scenes, but I couldn't understand them. Like it was just bad.
But like I said,
Like
now he's like, yo, the shaky cam's like the thing now, and oh my, yeah, this. It's like someone told
oh
me it's supposed to make you feel like you're there. Yeah, if you say, yeah, okay, yeah, I kind of see it, and
no,
he
no,
doesn't.
no. Just I hate shaky cam. But overall, this was his better movie. Not his best. I still think that falls for some of his later movies. Um, I don't
Some
know.
of
It did. I really debate if his Rocky movies were his best work or was it his later some of his action movies. I think this is one of his bests.
I mean, I wouldn't consider this one of his best, but I
Well,
mean,
we're
I
giving it a 7 above average. That's definitely far above average. That's considering a good range. I still think his best movie is for me, other than the Rocky movies, is the in the Rambo movies is Tango and Cash. That's one of his best standalones, which I'm really upset we never did get a sequel.
I to me one of his better standalones is The Specialist with
Oh, The Specialist. That's a good fucking movie too. That's a good movie too. And then the one where he was overweight and he's a sheriff was also pretty good. No, he fucking has some good movies, but like his early career was also really good too.
unfortunately no one took him seriously, and to be honest, it's like we've reached the point where, yeah, who's our action star for example, Predator? Schwarzenegger. Predator 2, we got Danny Glover. Then some idiot thought, yeah, Adrian Brody will be a good action hero for Predator. It's like, what?
Uh,
What? And then
and
we're
what
getting
the
all
fuck?
these skinny guys who have no charisma, no
No,
testosterone even.
well, no. Well, you know what? At least Keanu Reeves is at least fun to watch in those movies because it actually does look like what a normal skinny like some special forces motherfucker would probably be like. And I don't know, just Jesus fuck. Yeah,
I mean,
we can rant about the movies in there later any time of the week. We actually should talk about how action movies suck nowadays. We should actually do an editorial
I
on
think
maybe
action
on your.
movies. Oh, not just today. I think action movies have started to suck since the early 2000s. But again, that like you said, that's
Yeah,
another issue.
I kind of agree. I kind of agree with that. But yeah, I think we said everything we want to say about a great movie. See, the problem with this is it's such a good movie. It's hard not to like. We literally just say fucking watch the movie, and that would be the end of the review.
Well, to
Like
add
this.
something to this, this is
Yeah.
someone got me thinking. Is it because movies today are so bad that they make the mediocres of the time look better than they actually are?
Yes. This
Because
just no ifs, fans are fucking butts. But this movie was always good. Like for example, I would honestly say I think American Ninja and Invasion USA are fucking phenomenally better because of this. And that's how I kind of look at it. Like they were just far better. But that is our review of Cobra. And what
check it
else can we
out.
say? Check it out. Great fucking movie. And you know, that just was Jesus hell, one of the best catchphrases out there.
Yep,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's a catchphrase smorgasbord. Yeah, so that's basically it. Yeah, guys, we'll be having another review coming up. So you guys have a very good one, and we're coming into Halloween, so that's we're gonna be doing something interesting for Halloween. We're gonna be doing American Ninja. I do slasher movies, but everyone doesn't understand that's not the only thing people dress up as. Like everyone dress up. I see at least once a year someone dress up as a ninja. You all like so so you know what? We're gonna give some ninjas some love this year. Be the exception to the rule.
Maybe a ninja month or something like that.
Oh, we are. We're doing a Halloween American Ninja. That's gonna be our ninja month. Halloween is ninja month. You guys have a very good one, and we'll see you guys on the flip side.